They just called him a miracle all the time. And they'd all said they'd never heard of anything like that happening before.
The other half of your mind is saying, you know, this is possible. What if he survives through this? Miracles do happen.
This is Jamie Ogg, a tiny little boy born at just 27 weeks, weighing just 1 kilo. A little boy who has defied all medical odds, whose survival can only be described as a miracle. He should be dead. In fact, the doctor who delivered him pronounced him dead.
Maybe he knew how much we'd wanted him for a long time.
How lucky do you feel now that you've got him?
Very lucky that we've got both of them.
The 25th of March this year was both the best and worst day of Kate and David Ogg's lives. The day their eagerly awaited twins, Jamie and his baby sister Emily, were born.
It had been 3 days of labour, and then all of a sudden they were there, and I was just waiting to be able to... I knew I wouldn't be able to hold them because they were so small.
And the joy that we all held when they actually told us that it was a little boy. Oh, I wanted to throw cartwheels.
But within minutes, the family's joy turned to sorrow when they learned baby Jamie was struggling to breathe. For 20 minutes, a team of doctors tried desperately to resuscitate him, but Jamie just didn't respond.
He turned to look at me while his hands were still on the bed, and he said, "Have you chosen a name for your son?" And we said his name is going to be Jamie, and he turned around with him already wrapped up and said he'd lost him. I said, "Jamie didn't make it, we've lost him." And my mouth fell open.
I was just devastated. That's probably the best way to describe it. It was quite a shock for both of us.
It was the worst feeling I've ever felt.
Overwhelmed with grief, Kate and David were given Jamie for a cuddle, to hold and say goodbye to the son they believed was dead. It's normal practice, but what happened was far, far from normal.
I unwrapped him from his blanket, and he was very limp because it feels like you're going to drop him. His little arms and legs were just falling down away from his body, and I arranged him on my chest with his head over my heart.
Although Jamie had no visible signs of life, he was occasionally gasping for air, a reflex the doctor had told the new parents to expect. So, with the support of a midwife and Kate's mother, Deanna Oxley, the couple did everything they could to soothe Jamie in his last minutes.
And almost as soon as the last person left the room, he startled, which was the first movement I'd felt of his arms and legs. He started gasping more and more regularly. I'm like, "Oh my God, what's going on?" And then a short time later, he opened his eyes.
When I came back in, she said, "Mum, something's not right. He's still alive." And he put his little finger up and grabbed a hand.
It's hard to imagine the sort of turmoil David and Kate must have been feeling. Were Jamie's actions real, or were they just struggling to let go? Unbelievably, this went on for 2 hours. They did call for their doctor twice. Both times he sent the midwife back, telling them Jamie's actions were just natural reflexes. There was no possible way he could still be alive.
I remember looking at you at one stage going, "What if he lives?" And we were both giggling like kids, like, he might live. Like, we could be the luckiest people ever.
This video, taken by a midwife, clearly shows Jamie's movements. But still, there were doubts. So in one last-ditch attempt, Kate gave baby Jamie some breast milk on her finger. To her amazement, he took it. The doctor returned.
He took him and laid him down on the bed, and he told the nurse to go get me a stethoscope and put it in. He listened, and he just kept shaking his head and moving it around. "I don't believe it, I don't believe it."
I saw the look on Katie's face, and it was... You could not get the smile off her face. It was just incredible. She looked beautiful. She looked absolutely beautiful.
In this little person's body, this little person's capacity to survive those 2 hours was amazing. It was and could seem to be a miracle. We must wait now, though, and see what happens as the months pass.
Studies have shown the incredible benefits of skin-to-skin contact, or kangaroo care as it's known. Even proving a simple cuddle may act as a natural painkiller. But medical expert Dr. John Darcy says most premature babies need immediate medical intervention. So this is a highly unusual case.
Isn't it interesting that the body, the mother's warmth, the effort that she'd had up to that period of time was passing through to the child? That's pretty amazing. I can't explain it, but maybe it's part and parcel of how that child survived the 2 hours.
It is hard to explain how this medical miracle happened, and we did try to talk to the doctors involved, but they ignored our repeated attempts. Just the same way they ignored Kate and her pleas that little Jamie had come back to life.
Luckily, I've got a very smart, very strong wife who instinctively did what she did. If she hadn't have done that, I believe that Jamie probably wouldn't be here.
Well, a Sydney Southwest Area Health Service spokesperson says that the staff at Liverpool Hospital is very happy for the Ogg family. The spokesperson says that very premature babies are extremely vulnerable, and it's not always known why some babies survive in difficult circumstances, while others do not. They say it's important for parents to understand that while there are other cases, such as this one, they are very rare.